So so in that older version of Java, you have only the primitive data types. So when we say Java is a purely object-oriented programming languages, so some of them are used to tell that no, how come it is a purely object-oriented there? You have a primitive data types over there. So how can you say it's a purely object-oriented? Because in Java still we have a primitive data types. Still we are using the primitive data type, right? So for that, so they started thinking that yes, we also need something objective type for each primitive data type. Object type for each primitive data type. Let's say I have integer for int data type. So let's say we are declaring int. So I want something which will replace the primitive data type. But so it doesn't mean that it is we never use the primitive data type, but we will be using the primitive data types. Let's assume that there are some scenarios where you need objects, it will not accept the primitive data type, it will accept the only object type. Let's say there are some scenarios, or there are some applications or some APIs are nothing but application programming interfaces. So where you are writing some method, or where you are writing a new class, or from the existing one you are making use of them. Let's say you have some frameworks, right? What is a framework? Framework is a collection of jars, and where the predefined structures will be there, where you're going to make use of those classes, right? So it will be providing some methods as well. Suppose if you are making use of the existing method, let's assume that the method is expects only objects, it will not take primitive data types. So what in the scenario, what how we can do? So these kind of situations, for each primitive data type we have a respective object data type. We have respective object data type. So as Aparna said, yes, so primitive data types are a mechanism, are they used for, you can convert your primitive data types into object type. You can convert your primitive data types into object type, or you can convert your object into primitive data type. That is called boxing. So auto casting, we'll be seeing that auto casting or auto boxing. Let's have a small example, so that will make you very simple, it will make you understanding easily. Let's take a main method. Let's take a main method. How will you declare? First let's see how to declare wrapper classes. We all know how to declare, we all know how to declare normal classes. Let's declare how to uh, let's see how to declare the wrapper classes. For int, you have something called integer. New integer of 100. Is it my screen is not visible? Anisha, Harika, is my screen is visible to everyone?
We are not able to see your screen. Yeah, now we can see.
Yes, sir, we will able to see.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Look at guys here. So how we can convert your int into integer. Let's say for int, respect to int, I have something called integer class, where you have creating an object. Now here I is nothing but an int object here. It is not a primitive data type. I is not a primitive data type here. It is a object type. It is a object type. I can say now this is a purely object oriented programming, right? Because I'm not using the primitive types here. I'm using directly objects only. I'm using objects only. So suppose you want to get the from object to int, normal int. Let's say, so you got the object, but for some calculations. Let's assume that some calculations, some arithmetic operations, you need a primitive type. You need a primitive type. How you can convert it? Can anyone tell me? Int ABC, or you can say any number or a, whatever it is, equal to I dot, you have some methods in this. Integer value, get integer value. Now your ABC gives you can also print I. But can anyone tell me, can I print I directly? Because I is not a primitive data type. So can I print I directly or I cannot print? Can I print or not?
No.
Why? Why? Look at now. Look at here. You're able to print or not? You're able to print or not?
Yes.
Why
Yeah,
you are able to
in that.
print? Sir, you said objects cannot print directly, no? So you said something's toString method, right? So why, how come I'm able to print a integer object here? Because your integer classes are by default they have overridden the toString method. They already overridden the toString method. We need to understand that. So I expected that answer from you. So if you go and see this, so I don't know why it is not decompiling. Let me put decompile mode. I think it should show. I have a jar also. I don't know why it is not showing. It's supposed to show. Let me add source code for it. So that also another thing where I think I should have a source code. Let me. Okay, that we'll see later. Not a problem. The external location. I need to get from the external location. I think I don't have a source code of this. I need to download it. Okay, I think I have downloaded with yeah. I don't think I have source code here. No, I don't have a source code. I will download it tomorrow. I'll make it available source code for everyone. Tomorrow onwards, I will be showing you the source code of the each and every class. So this integer and this predefined classes are there, right? The default wrapper classes, they already overridden toString method. So that's why the objects of these classes you can directly able to print. You're able to print. Understand, guys? Now this ABC has become a primitive data type. So we can make use of this primitive data type as for the arithmetic operations or anything. So does it mean that can't I use arithmetic operations on objects? Can someone tell me, can I use arithmetic operations on wrapper class objects? Can I use arithmetic operations on, can I do like this? Yes, you can do. You no need to convert explicitly. It is called auto boxing. Automatically it will converts. Let's try to print some of this value. It is not given any error, guys, because int is a primitive data type. I is a object, j is object. You are adding two objects and you are converting into primitive type, but still it is not given any problem. Why? Because it is called auto boxing. Automatically it is converting. So you also here you can directly get the value. You can also directly get the value. You don't need to use a method. I didn't print the sum. Okay, so I'm just showing you. So you don't need to use dot into value like that. You don't need to use. Why? Because it is called auto boxing. Automatically it is converting your integer object into primitive type. Your integer object into primitive type, which is called auto boxing. Auto boxing. And if you do reverse, that is called unboxing. If you do reverse, that is called unboxing. We'll see the what is the reverse way, but try to print the sum of the value. Try to print some. Try to print some. You are able to do operations directly on your wrapper class objects also. You are able to do operations, arithmetic operations on wrapper class also directly, right? This is called, as of now we have seen, this is called auto boxing. Let's see unboxing as well. Let's see unboxing as well. Unboxing means we have seen from primitive to, we're converting from primitive from object to, why it's too much. Okay, as of now what we have seen, converting your object into primitive type, which is called auto boxing. Let's look at unboxing as well. Okay, now this id I want to convert into object. I want to convert into object. Now try to print your, my system is a little slow guys today, please. Look at guys here. So you're also able to convert automatically from your integer type to primitive data type. You are able to convert automatically. So you can do vice versa also. Not only integer guys, for each and every respective primitive data type, we have some respective wrapper classes. For the float, you have a float. Um, for a float, you have a float. For double, you have a double. For byte, you have a byte. So for each and every data type, you have a respective wrapper classes type. Are you guys clear about the wrapper classes? Are you guys clear about the wrapper classes? Let's say you have some situation where it will take only object type, and but you are getting the data, you are storing into primitive type, so you want to put that object, you want to pass that object, so you can do like this. You can convert your primitive type into object and you can pass it. You can pass that object to the specific method. Or you are getting data in the form of objects and you want it in a primitive type, you can do it in this way. You can do it in a this way. Any doubts? If you guys don't have any doubts, then we'll move to strings, which are very much important topic, for interview perspective.
Veera,
Yeah,
that int ABC equal to I dot int value should be there.
sorry, int abc equal to,
I dot int value.
it no need to be there, that's what
You
I'm trying
had
to say. It was there, what I'm trying to say, either you can have like that or you can directly assign also.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so the next concept is strings. The next topic is strings. Next topic is strings. Tell me guys, what is a string? What is a string? We have started to keep using so many times. We have seen so many examples by writing a strings. What is a string and when you will take a string? What is a string and when you will take a string? String is an object. It is an object which will be represent or which will show a sequence of character. Object represents sequence of characters. Correct. Very good, Nikesh. So string is an object which will represent sequence of characters. It's nothing but your character array. It's nothing but character array in other languages. So but here they were declaring character array character by character, but here we are declaring a string to take the complete name or complete no flow of or collection of characters, array of characters I can say. How we will declare strings, we already seen these examples. So let me show you how we will declare the strings. String and the type of the variable name of the string. Let's say s. Let's say Java. Now this is nothing but collection of characters. This is nothing but character array. This is nothing but character array. Right? This type of declaration is called. This type of declaration is called literal way. Literal way. So actually, sir, you are telling it is a string is an object. Then where you didn't use the new. You are telling string is an object, but you didn't use a new. So how come it will become an object? But it's a very good question. We will see in our detail later. So let's try to understand here. You can also create strings using string s1 equal to new string of Java. This is also possible. This is called object way. The previous one called literal way. This is the first one is called literal way, the second one called object way. We will talk more about this, how to declare and all those things. Let's try to understand what is a string first, how it will work, how the data will store in background, how it will store in the heap memory. We will try to understand that first. So what is a string? String is an object which is represent a sequence of characters. So it is a sequence of characters, and it is this is an object, a value which is representing by I, this S or S1, whatever you have represent. So this string is a class like your integer, like your float. Let's just know we have seen a wrapper class, right? Like integer. The same way your string also a class. String is also a class where we have so many methods are available in this class. Where we have so many methods are available in this class. Why the string class is providing those many methods? The reason behind it is you can play with your strings. Let's say you want to add a first name. Let's say you are given a first name and you have a last name. Now you want to combine both. As of now these are separate and you want to combine them both. You have something called concatenation. So you can use the plus operator or something called concatenation. And you want to, in the first name, you want to fetch the only few characters. You want to get the only few characters. Your first name you want to replace with something else. Your first name you want to replace something else. And in the first name you want to get the specific set of characters like a substring. So these kind of operations we can do with the strings. So when you want to do these kind of operations, that's you need some API. That's API is already given by Java. Those APIs are nothing but a methods in a string. You have so many methods. We will see them one after one. So we will see all the methods. So when you look at the string class, by default it has I can say uh, few behaviors. The behaviors are, if you guys remember, yesterday we have discussed something called se- marker interface, which is called serializable, clonable. So some interfaces we have discussed, right? So this string class is already implemented. The string class is already implemented. The string class already implemented. It's already implemented a set of interfaces, not the one interface. It has implemented multiple interfaces. Those are serializable is one of them. Serializable is one of them, and clonable. I think clonable also there. Clonable and character sequence, because it's a collection of the characters. Character sequence, and it is also serializable, clonable, character sequence, and comparable. Comparable. We'll talk more about the comparable later point of time. Let's try to understand. So understand such a way that comparable is nothing but comparing two values. Comparing two values. Comparing two values. I'll show you that. Not only strings, and all your primitive data types are implemented a comparable interface. Okay, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Or else let me show you in my Windows machine. Let me show. I think here I have a jar. Here I have a source code. Here I have a source code. I can show that. Let it run. By the time it opens, let's discuss a little. Okay, it's going with the Scala. Let's go with this. I no need to run this. Tableau is not required. I'm just closing this. And Cassandra sticks. Okay, let them run. Go here. So as I shown that the strings are represent, you can declare in two ways. One is string literal way. It's a literal way, like string first name equal to Vida Ravi. So my first name. Okay. The same thing you can declare another way, such a way that string f name equal to new string of Veera Ravi. So we can declare in both the ways. The first one is called string literal, second one is called object, string object. I mean, both are string object only. This is using new keyword. Okay, what is the difference? Why we need two different things for the declaring the variables? Why we need two different things? Actually, they have a special feature for the if you declare this way, you have some special feature. If you declare this way, it has some special feature with respect of memory allocation. With respect of memory allocation, what is that? What is that? So when you create a string using string literal way, when you create a string using string literal way, what it will do in the heap memory. So if you guys remember, we have discussed there are two type of memories. One is a heap memory and another one is stack memory. Do you guys remember that? The heap memory, it's a heap memory. The heap memory, it will maintain something called string constant pool. There is something called string constant pool, or some people will say constant pool, or some people say string pool. Okay, so here when you declare like this a literal way, what it will do, the f name will be referring first. Whenever declared like this f name, first it will check Veera Ravi is already exist or not in the memory. Veera Ravi is already exist on memory or not. If it is not exist, it will create. If it is already exist, if it is already exist, let's say there is something called s equal to Java. Let's say Java is already there. Let's say the Java is already there. Who is referring by course? There is something called course Java. Now as soon as you declare s equal to Java, what will happen? It will check whether the Java is already exist or not in the memory. If it is already exist, it will not create a new one. It will make use of the existing one. It will start making use of the existing one. Sir, it is wrong, right? So how come two variables can refer the same thing? It is wrong. So now suppose, let's say course, initially course equal to Java. Now yes also Java. Now both are referring the same. Suppose if I change the course, so tomorrow, sir, my courses are changed. Course equal to Java J2E. It will impact on my S also, right? It will impact on my S also, right? So it is wrong, right? So it should not be the case. Suppose let me take an integers. Let's say I is 10 and j also 10. So suppose if you say both are referring same in the memory, I and j, if both are referring to I and j, tomorrow I'll change my I to 100. Then my I become 100. Then j also will become 100, right? Which is wrong. Which is wrong, right? So it should not happen like this. So why strings are doing like this? Because why strings are doing like this, there is a reason behind it. The reason is strings are immutable. Strings are immutable. What is that immutable? Once you declare a string, once you create a string, you cannot modify the value. You cannot modify the value. If you want to modify, it will become a new object. It will not be the existing one. You cannot modify. That's the reason strings are immutable, and strings are memory management. Internal uses the memory management, and also it is an advantage as well as disadvantage. I'll show you how what is a disadvantage. I'll show you what is a disadvantage. So it will not happen like your normal. It will not work as normal your integer I j like that. Your primitive types like primitive types. So they will maintain the constant pool. There is something called string constant pool. Whatever the value you write into a string constant pool using strings, those are immutable. Once they created, you cannot change them. Once you created, you cannot change them. Then how come, sir, suppose I want to change my course to J2E course, how come, sir, what will happen? So let's look at, guys, the same thing. Let me put in a very big screen, big diagram. Let me explain this in detail. So then everyone will understand what is the string immutability. I want to make everyone understand the string immutability because it's a very much important thing. So please try to understand here. I'm going to show you how string immutability works. I have a string. This is my string constant pool. This is my string constant pool. So as we discussed before, course equal to Java, and S equal to also Java. When you create like this, what will happen, guys? First it will check whether the memory it is there or not. Let's say already there is something called Java. This is referring by course. It's referring by course. Now S came. S also referring the same. Now I want to change my course Java to from Java to Java comma J2E. Let's say Java space J2E. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm changing my course equal to course plus little space plus J2E, right? So my final output should be Java some space and J2E, correct? So what happened when I do this operation? What happens when I do this operation? The first one, it will create a J2E object. It will create J2E object somewhere. Let's say here it is created J2EE object. Then space object. So somewhere it will be some space object. And it will create your course. Course is already Java is available. Java is there. Now it will create a complete object. What is a complete object? The complete object is, because anyway they cannot modify the existing one, because I said they are immutable. Once you create it, you cannot modify. So for that reason, it will create a new one, Java space J2EE. This will be referring by course, and here it will lost the thing. It will lost the connection here because the reference is lost. Now there is no reference of Java, so your course will be referring this. So for that, for the small operation, what is did, it has created a separate object and it started assigning the value. It is created a separate object and it is started assigning the value. It is not modified the existing object. It is not modified existing object. Is this clear, guys? Strings are immutable. Once you create a string, you cannot modify the string. Whatever the operation you do, you cannot modify an existing string. Yes or no, guys? Are you guys understood? Any doubts here? So you have declare S equal to Java as well as course equal to Java. When you do that, it is not created two different objects. It's created only one object and started referring the same object because strings are immutable. Once you create, let's say here, string, okay, I'll explain one more time. Okay. Yeah, Masood. So let's look at here. So I'm creating now. I'm creating course equal to Java. Course equal to Java. Course equal to Java. So what will happen when you create this Java object? It will start look into the memory. Is a Java object is there here? Is a Java object is there, Masood? No, Java object is not there. Then what it will do? It will create a Java object. It will create Java object. So it will create Java here, and it's referred by whom? Course. It is referring by course. Now after few lines of your code in the program, after 10 lines, 20 lines, or any other program, it's in the same application, other program. Let's say some other place, some other program. This is the program one in other place, same application, but application is same. The project is same. Okay, some other program somewhere you have declare string s equal to Java. String s equal to Java. Now what will happen when you declare a string literals? When you declare the string literals, what it will do? First, it will try to look into the memory, saying that whether this object already exists or not. It will try to look at into the memory. Try to look at the memory. It will look at the memory. So in the memory, Java is already there. So anyway, it's already there. Why should I create? Anyway, strings are immutable. I no need to create a new one. Just go ahead and make use of the existing one. It will refer by yes. It will refer by yes. Why I am referring the existing one? Why can't I create my own? So there is no problem. You're creating your own. But here, strings are immutable. If you declare once in the memory, the life of the application, it will not be changed. The value cannot change. So that's the future of your that's the future of your strings for memory management, right? So anyway, if you create an object in the memory as one object, if you're creating the same object 10 times, instead of occupying 10 memories 10 times, you create an existing, you can make use of the existing memory only. You make use of the existing memory only. That is the use of, that is a use of strings. Okay, I'll also show you the disadvantage. This is the advantage side I'm showing. So I'm pointing out advantages. So you are saving so much of memory as well as creation time, object creation time. Object creation time also will take some milliseconds or nanoseconds, right? So that time also you are saving. The time also you are saving. Now you may come up with, sir, now in other program, I want to say I don't want my course has to be Java. I want to change my course has to be Java J2E, or not Java J2E, let's say Hadoop. Okay, don't get confused. Now, sir, I want to say my course is changed to Hadoop. Sir, now it will also impact on SSI because I'm changing this value. It's also it's a memory, no? It's a memory. It's a memory allocation, right? So if I change the value of this memory, it will also impact another variable, right? No, that's what I'm trying to say. Strings, once the memory is allocated for the string, that object cannot be modified. It means that memory cannot be modified. That memory cannot be modified. When I say course equal to Hadoop, what will happen? It will look into the memory whether the Hadoop is there or not. If a Hadoop is not there, it will just create a Hadoop. A separate memory will be created, and this Hadoop will be referred by your course. Now this will be referred by your course because address has been changed. No, the value has changed right here. In other program you have changed the value, right? So the existing value is not changed. Instead of changing the existing value, it is created a new object. It is created a new object. So it has to modify the existing one. It will take some time. Instead of that, just go ahead and create the new one and assign the value. Masood, do you understand this point? You understand what is immutability? You
Yes,
understand what is
yes.
immutability? Yeah. Now let's say now I am changing my s. I'm changing my s. I don't want to be plain Java. I want to be Java plus J2E. So now s is nothing but Java plus J2E. I want to add a J2E. Let's say what will happen in this case. In this case, first it will create a J2E because J2E is also literal here. It's a literal. It's a literal declaration, right? Hard coded. So first it will check whether the J2E is there in the memory or not. J2E is not there in the memory. So it will create somewhere. It will create in somewhere in the memory. It will create in the memory somewhere. Now, yes, S is nothing but Java. It's already there. S plus J2E. So the result of this S plus J2E is Java J2EE. This is a complete object now. This complete object is exist in the memory? No, it is not exist in the memory. Now let's go here and it will create. Anyway, it is not available. Java J2EE will be created in the memory. And after creating it, what I'm doing? I'm assigning to S only. I'm assigning to S. Now what will happen? The S will be pointed out to this location and it will lose the connection with the old location. It will lose the connection with the old location. It will lose the connection with the old location. Now S is referring J2E. So what about these two objects, sir? J2E and Java. They are orphan. No one is referring that. No one referring that. So these are left with the blank. I mean, no reference is available for it. So later the garbage collector will clean up. That's the secondary. We'll talk about that later. So now here, what is the problem, sir? You said advantage. Fine. I see the advantage where memory allocation. So where I'm reducing the creation time is less. So I'm seeing the advantage. But you were telling something disadvantage, sir. What is that? See here, if you see, I'm trying to do small operation like a plus. I'm trying to do a small operation like concatenating. It's called concatenating. So it is unnecessarily created object of this. It's unnecessarily created object of this. And that object is no one is referring. It's unnecessarily occupied the memory. It's unnecessarily occupied the memory. Right? So that's why when you are dealing with the strings in your project, you should be very careful. What is that? So if you are creating unnecessarily objects in the heap memory, heap will be blast. Blast in the sense it will full. The heap memory will be full, your application will not run. So that's why keep in mind that are you handling strings properly or not in your project. So you have to handle strings properly in your project. Okay, sir, you said okay, string literally have shown. So then what will happen if I create an object using new keyword? What will happen? So that we will discuss tomorrow. But try to keep the try to understand more about the string literal. Try to understand more about string literal. So is this clear or still do you guys have any doubt?
Clear, Viren.
Right? So we will talk about
Clear. If we see in the program, it will be more clear.
a program you can easily write yourself. It's nothing to write. How
Yeah.
we have written your all strings, right? String classes. The same way
Yeah.
you will write it.
Yes.
So what you can do, you just do anyway. I'll show you the program. It doesn't mean that I'll not show. I'll show the program here. by tomorrow I'll add some source code and I'll show you the better results. Let me go here, class. My package is com.v.string demo and string literal string literal. I need a main method. Finish this. Go ahead and create here string name equal to, you can say something Java. Instead of name, take the same thing what we have discussed. Course. And after some time, after some lines of code, let's say string name, you can say instead of s, you can say name equal to, again I'm creating Java. In this case, it will not create a new, it's a case sensitive guys. The case also matters. Suppose here the small Java, it's a capital Java, then two objects will be created. If it is a case sensitive, it is a case sensitive. Okay, now course equal to Java and name equal to Java. Now what will happen, both will refer the same object. So after some times, after some lines of code, your course plus spelling correct only, right? Plus space, some little space, because otherwise it looks ugly. So that's why I'm taking little space J to E. Now what will happen, your course will change to Java space J to E, but your name remains same as Java only. I'll show you, including by showing the hash codes, then you'll easily understand whether it's creating single. You can look at here and also not only, you can understand whether it's creating two different objects or same object. Hash code. What is a hash code? It's a memory address of each object. Let me say that course dot hash code and print hash code of course. If both the hash codes are same, it means that both objects are referring same location. But I have changed here, right? So let me control X it here, do it after control X here. Now after change also you can print before change or after change. You can name it before and after. If you want, you can name it before and after. For our understanding only, nothing else guys here, for our understanding. Okay, just for our understanding. What is the first hash code of the course? 2269730, and your name also has the same hash code, means both are referring the same memory. Is it clear now? Both are referring the same memory. Hash code is nothing but memory address guys. Both are referring the same memory. Later I have changed my course.
How these numbers are coming?
Hash code, you see here, hash code is the
Yeah.
method. I think I have asked you guys to go through object class. Didn't ask this? There is something called object class that everyone should aware of it. There is something called class name itself is object. I didn't ask this, guys. I'm an assumption that I have asked it. I am an assumption that I have given as an exercise. There is something called object class. The class name itself is object. It has I think 9 to 11 methods are there. A few methods are overridden methods, like a toString, hash code, get class, get class, and wait method, notify all, toString, hash code, clone, clone. Like this, there are notify. Wait itself has two type of methods are there. Notify all. There is one more method, notify all. So, do you guys gone through this object class? There is something called object class. I might have asked you guys to go through it yourself. You guys didn't go through. Guys, if you guys didn't go through, please go through this object class. It's an important. What is the object class? Object class is the parent to each and every Java class. It's a parent class. It's a top level class. So here you didn't specify extend something, but still it is a child of object. Each class in Java is a child of an object. Each class in our Java is a child of an object by default. Right, all these toString, hash code, get class, all these methods are available in the object class. It means a parent class. You can directly make use of them. All these methods are all the methods are available in a your parent class, which is the object class. ToString, hash code, get class, wait with some milliseconds, notify all, no clone. So all these methods are available in object class. All are available in the object class. So you guys, if you didn't go through, please go through it once. So even though you didn't specify explicitly extends, so each class in Java is a child of object class. So the hash code will return you equals. There is one more class called equals. I forgot there. So hash code and equals and toString, these are the methods from your object class. Okay, please go through each and every method. Try to understand by tomorrow. Try to understand what is the contract between hash code and equals. Contract between hash code and equals. You can Google it. You can go through any book. If you want to go through a book, I'll suggest you SCJP Kathy Sierra. SCJP Kathy Sierra. The book name itself, SCJP Kathy Sierra. SCJP Java Certification Java Programmer. Sorry, Sun Certification Java Program by the author is Kathy Sierra. Sierra. I Sierra. I think I'm not sure about the name, but SCJP Kathy Sierra. You can search it. You can find the Google. Okay. So by tomorrow I want to understand from you guys about all the object methods and contract between hash code and equals. So when you say two objects are equal, what should be equal? When you say two objects are not equal, what should not be equal? So I want to know from you tomorrow, the contract between hash code and equals. Okay. So your hash code gives you a unique number for each object. The hash code method gives you a unique number for each object. Okay. Masood, clear now how you got the number here? These numbers are given by your hash code method. Okay. Yep. So if you look at here, your course and name has the same memory address, 226973, but when you change the course memory address has been changed, but not the name. Name is remaining same. It means strings are immutable. Is this clear, guys? So tomorrow we'll be seeing some more examples on strings. So I'll be showing you a more detail about the strings tomorrow. Is this clear? Any doubt? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Yeah. So may know someone he is joined
No.
waiting for the name. May know who is this? Waiting for the name. It is displaying here.
Ganesh Ravi.
Okay, okay, Ganesh. Okay. Okay, guys. So that's it for today. We'll discuss more about strings tomorrow. Yep. Thanks for your time. Have a great day.